Hiya, at this stage you should be finished page 11 and you should have it all written up, and you're moving on to page 12 now, which is looking for the ionic bonding diagram for calcium fluoride. And again, I've brought up the exam cheat sheet that I've given you before. And what you need to do first from the last one again is you need to find your two things that the ionic compound's made up out of. Okay, so we've got calcium fluoride, so that tells us we need calcium, and again we need fluorine. Okay, now looking at your periodic table, calcium's in group 2, fluorine in group 7, and we used fluorine with the last one, so we should know about it. When we look at this, remember we want to look and we want to see where our atomic number is, and our atomic number is at the bottom of each of those squares, and it says for calcium there's 20 electrons and for fluorine there's 9 electrons. So 20 electrons for calcium and you've got 9 electrons for fluorine. Okay, now remember, the metal will lose its outer shell of electrons, the non-metal will gain those extra electrons. The other thing you want to look at is the charge. Calcium is going to form a 2 plus, I've done the wrong thing. It's going to form a 2 plus ion, whereas fluorine's going to form a 1 plus ion. Okay? And the last thing you need to know is that we're going to have 2 fluorines in this, and we're going to have 1 calcium. So it's going to be 1 calcium, and it's going to be 2 fluorines. And you're going to see why that is when we draw the actual diagram. Okay, so last time we just needed 1 of each. This time we need 1 metal and we need 2 non-metals. So you're going to see why in a wee second. Now we're going to draw calcium first. So again, remember, you put your element symbol in the middle, so Ca in the middle. And if you look at calcium, calcium is in period 4, so it's going to have 4 shells. So I'm giving it a bit more room here. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and if your shells aren't perfect, do not worry. I mean, look at mine, okay? Now, calcium's a metal, so as it's a metal, it's going to have an X for its electron symbol, and there's 20 electrons if you go by the atomic number. So again, you can have a maximum of 2 in your first shell, and then you have a maximum of 8 in the next, and a maximum of 8 in every other shell after that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So you have got 2 electrons in your outer shell. And remember our rule from last time, metals always lose their outer shell electrons. So this metal here of calcium is going to lose 2 electrons from the outer shell. It's going to lose its 2. Okay? Now your other element, if you're making calcium fluoride, is fluorine. And we drew fluorine before. And fluorine we drew with 9 electrons because it's got an atomic number of 9. So again, in the middle you've got F. It's in period 2, so we've got 2 shells. And it's a non-metal, so we represent that with dots. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there's 1 fluorine. Okay, and I've told you already that we need 2 fluorines. Okay, so we need 2. So I'm just going to copy and paste this one so I don't have to draw it out again. Okay, but you will have to draw 2 separate fluorines. Okay, I've just copied and pasted. Now, we know that the metal electron is going to lose its outer shell electrons. So we've got 2 electrons in the outer shell. I've highlighted them there. These are going to be lost. Now, if you look at the fluorines, you'll see that there is only space for 1 electron each. So say I only had 1 fluorine. What would happen is this outer electron from calcium would move over to there, okay? And that would fill fluorine, and fluorine would no longer want to have any more. So the second outer electron then for calcium would have nowhere to go. And so calcium would not be happy because it wants to have a full outer shell. It still has one in the outer shell if we don't lose that. It's not happy. So what it does is it just picks on another fluorine molecule and it gives it to you. Okay, and that results in us having the formula CaF2. Okay, 2 fluorines to 1 calcium. Okay, that's the first half of your diagram. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there for today, and I want you to finish the second half. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw me 1 calcium ion. Look at the charge from the exam sheet. Remember your square brackets in your charge. You'll only have 3 shells this time and they'll all be full. And you're going to draw me your 2 fluorines. They're going to be filled shells. They're going to have square brackets and they're going to have their charge, which your exam sheet tells you. Okay, so I've done one half, you're doing the other half, and hopefully then you can move on then to page 13 and you're going to do it completely without me. Okay, enjoy, bye.